I love The Good Place. I also love Frasier. What do these shows have in common? Frasier is a comedy, and a very good one, that gives me some psychology to chew on. The Good Place does the same thing, except instead of psychology, we get philosophy. Any show that can make me laugh while digging into some deeper meaning is always going to be a keeper, and The Good Place does that in spades. All that said, as you may have noticed from the title of this video, this is not going to be a Good Place retrospective. That would be quite the lengthy video, and while this channel may be known a little bit for that, we want to focus our attention on one scene, or rather a collection of scenes following the same storyline within one single episode. So, from this point forward, a spoiler warning is in effect. As you ponder that spoiler warning, we'd like to take a moment to thank you for watching this video, for sticking with us as long as you have. We ask that you please subscribe to the channel, it helps us out very much. We do videos on all sorts of topics in the entertainment world and in the sports world. So if you don't mind hitting that button, hitting the bell for some notifications so you don't miss out on anything that we do in the future. Thank you very much, and on with the video. Season 3's The Ballad of Donkey Doug has endured as a favorite among the Good Place fanbase. The reveal that this Donkey Doug character Jason always talks about is actually his father is hilarious, and Mitch Narito brings the character to life in quite the vivid manner. And massive props must be given for the naming of Jacksonville's International Airport after the Macho Man Randy Savage. But we're here in this video to look at what is ostensibly the B story of this episode. Having recently discovered the nature of the afterlife and his place in it, and with the other members of the Soul Squad ready to embark on their mission, Chidi decides he must end his relationship with Simone. As is well known about Chidi to this point, despite being a highly accomplished academic, he runs into problems with the more rudimentary aspects of the human experience, resulting in his crippling indecisiveness. So, Janet steps in and provides Chidi with a virtual reality simulation to prepare himself for the conversation he will need to have with Simone. Here, in Janet's own words.
This program knows everything about your personality, Simone's personality, and all human relationships. It can't tell you exactly what will happen, but it will approximate Simone's reaction to anything you say to her. Plus, it has Tetris.
As expected, Chidi runs through several simulations, hilariously failing along the way. He eventually reaches a point where he feels certain about how it's all going to go down, and the time for his real conversation with Simone has arrived. Immediately, something goes wrong. Well, not really, but it's enough to start Chidi into a downward spiral. See, Simone is only sitting at a different table, and they're interrupted by the service staff a couple of times. But after all the preparations and analysis, here is Chidi's final product.
Look, just, we need to break up. I am breaking up with you.
Why?
I can't, it's complicated, but it's happening. You dumped.
When they're able to talk about it again later, Simone is relieved at the breakup, and in typical Chidi fashion, he's left flustered and, in all likelihood, has a stomachache. Now, here we've got to talk about Janet. She is literally a supernatural being. On many occasions, she has been confirmed as having knowledge over everything that has ever existed in the universe. We see Eleanor trying to mess with Chidi during the simulations, something Janet would not and actually could not do due to her lack of emotions. Everything is presented as legitimately as possible. And yet, with that literal, infinite knowledge of what has been, not even Janet can present Chidi with any reasonable information about what will be. Chalk this up to the beauty of the unknown in the face of the certain. The Good Place mentions on several occasions that part of what gives life meaning is the surefire knowledge that it is one day going to end. This is why members of the actual Good Place have turned into what they call happiness zombies. That is, the certain. The unknown is, well, everything else. This is precisely why the simulation experiment could never work. In a smaller sense, the scene speaks to the differences between Chidi and Eleanor. Whereas Chidi is painstaking in his attention to detail when planning anything, to the point of crippling indecisiveness, Eleanor flies by the seat of her pants and lets life come to her. This dichotomy is what makes their relationship so dynamic in the micro, and what makes the show so dynamic in the macro. It's all very amusing, and a major plot point in Chidi and Simone's breakup is being executed, so it's easy enough to miss the overall significance here. I certainly did on my first viewing of this series. It only came to me on a rewatch how much this entire scene lends itself to the show's overall message. At its essence, philosophy asks questions that can never really be answered. The Good Place is at its best when it presents us with these, and it's truly at its best when it shows it to us in a humorous manner. The Ballad of Donkey Doug will long live on in memory and will likely always be considered a fan favorite. While it may not be specifically because of this storyline thread, the essence of the show can be found here. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. The Good Place is something I would like to explore more in the future. In the meantime, if you could please give the video a like, share it with some friends, and once again, we humbly ask that you subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and if you haven't found your way to checking out the entirety of The Good Place, it's only 53 episodes long, do yourself a favor and watch the show. It is tremendous. Thank you all so very much for CCC Productions. We hope you have a wonderful day.